What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat, and we're here with weekly indie newcomers. That's right, I figured out. See, I had a tricky situation in front of me where now I'm doing multiple reviews a week, and I was like, well, damn, I gotta rename the whole series. Nope, just gotta pluralize the newcomer at the end. So now it's weekly indie newcomers. Works out for me. Today we're taking a look at Dungeon Rift by Rifty Games, which is kind of a very simple dungeon crawling game in which you're tasked with killing all the bad guys on each floor and then diving down deeper to get more loot and kill more bad guys. The farther you go, the more XP you get, and when you die, the XP unlocks new stuff that will be available during your next playthrough. I think this game does have some interesting ideas, and so I did want to show it off on the channel. Since it's an early access title, I'm going to resist the urge to go ahead and give review of it, but I will give my impressions as we play through. So without further ado, let's jump on into the game and see if we can have a good time with it. The game in and of itself is actually sort of short to play. Your average playthrough only lasts about 10 or 15 minutes, and so what I may do is I may just do like a playthrough and then like half of another playthrough, and it'll all work out on the other end. There's a couple characters we get to choose right here. Sir Bucket is my choice because I haven't unlocked this guy yet. I think I've unlocked about half the stuff, but he's apparently somewhere near the end of the list and I don't have him yet. Sir Bucket, forward we go into the impressions video. Alright, and so there it is. I'm going to take this one slow. There's a timer at the bottom of the screen. When that runs out, we don't get an XP bonus. There's a trap on the wall right there, too, if you can see it. This is our character. We start, it looks kind of like a Flash game, and from the beginning, it assembles a random dungeon, and it gives us a random assembly of 6 bad guys. So you can get any of these bad guys. There's a couple ones that we don't have right here, so previously in another playthrough, I had like an orc-looking guy. There's also a couple other ones in there that aren't in this playthrough. Let me go ahead and take them out real quick. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see that we have 5 hearts. The hearts function exactly as you would think they would. If you've played Zelda or anything else, you get the idea. It's our health. We've got a worn short sword, and underneath that worn short sword, you'll see the words 81 out of 90. That's how many swings we have until our weapon breaks. Being able to manage your weapon in this game is a big part of the gameplay, and making sure that your weapon doesn't break at a wrong time can definitely save you some stress. Now, each of these bad guys, you'll say to yourself, this seems like a really, really simple game. Where does the complication come in? Well, every single time we go down a level, all of the bad guys, we fight them again on the next floor, but they level up. So you don't level up in this game, they do. And every time that they level up, they get themselves a new ability, which is listed on another screen. I'll show it to you in just a moment. In fact, if I press escape right here, you see how it says they're all level 1 and they have nothing right here? As we go down deeper into the game, they'll get little abilities right here that they'll start to proc off and use against us. So for example, one of them might get eye lasers or like fireballs or something like that. And so the game does become more difficult as you go down. Do not be fooled by the first level. Let me dive over that by pressing the space bar there. Since we've already wasted our time bonus, we should probably go ahead and grab ourselves a chest. We have our sword that we can swing at enemies, or we can throw rocks at people if we wanted to. If you throw a rock, it stuns them for a little bit, but it doesn't do any damage. You can replace this with other ranged weapons later on, like bows and things of that nature. There's another worn short sword right there. It's got 90 swings on it instead of 71, so I guess I'm going to bring it along. We'll swap it out real quick, and then we'll go to the next level. Let's see what awaits us in the dungeon. Alright, so it looks like the top row leveled up. Let's take a look, and did they get any new abilities, or did they just get stronger? Okay, so they hit harder and they have more HP now, but they didn't get any other abilities. We've accrued 10 XP, so if we die, that'll go into the pool, and it'll unlock more items, which can be seen if I press escape. You see these right here. As you get XP, each of these will be stamped in, and new weapons and new bad guys will be added to the dungeon. So for example, this one right here added Hardwin, who's an orc, into the dungeon, so we fight with him every now and again. The dragon, that's a guy that I unlocked, Dakar. I like that because he's got Daka in his name. You also unlock weapons like the longsword, the crossbow, the greatsword, and these are sprinkled throughout the dungeon from then on. I actually think that's one of the things the game does not do very well, is that the first time I played this, oh man, I got shot by a poison trap, that sucks. The first time I played this game, I played for like 10 or 15 minutes, and I was like, this game seems way too simple, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get any depth out of this, so I didn't enjoy it. But then a couple nights later, I sat down and I was like, you know what? I want to do a weekly indie newcomer on it. I want to make sure that I feature this because I feel like there might be something more beneath the surface. And indeed there is. You've actually got to play this game quite a lot to get the most out of it. I mean, I think that you've at least got to play the game through 7 or 8 times before you've unlocked about half the stuff. And I think the game needs to telegraph a little bit better that it has a lot of content in it that you have to unlock, that you don't necessarily get it by default. What is this? A worn mace. We'll get that for 65. The mace is a little bit slower when we swing it, but its bonus is that it stuns enemies when we hit them. You may have also noticed that we have potions down there, 1 out of 2. I can press the F key and it'll give me a potion. I'll get health back just in case, so you can actually heal yourself every now and again when you need to. We didn't get our time bonus right there, but let's go to the next level. Ah, there's the abilities. So let's take a look and see what those are, shall we? So right here, it looks like Steve got the ability of revival. He will resurrect if his friends survive long enough. Ralph has I Kinda Live Here, which means he can crawl through the rift without triggering traps. That's actually kind of crazy because traps do affect the enemies as much as they affect you, so that's pretty good. He's got evasion, which means he has a dodge roll now. Magnus has sharp-eyed, which means he can see us at any distance. I don't know what that affects. And then Jeremy has thick skull. If you stun him, he gets angry and he berserks out. Okay, and so each of these things need to be worked around. It's going to be a lot more important as you get further into the game. For right now, we can still just sort of like hack and slash our way through this and not have to worry about it much. Hey, there's the stun proc that I was looking for. Hell yeah, let's go ahead and take you out real fast. Ooh, we stunned you too. Let's get some treasure. We've got a fire book, which is going to be a ranged attack that's going to replace our rock. It's an explosive AoE that's actually pretty decent. It doesn't have a lot of charges though, so therein lies the weakness. I'm going to dodge roll through here. While you're in the dodge roll animation, you can't take any damage, and so just be aware of that. Let me jump across here because I think that's going to be our final bad guy. Let me get a new mace as well, and then we'll see if we can get out of here before the time is up, and we got a time bonus right there. So 12 XP for the 3rd level. In we go. I'm going to try and get this rat right here. They actually drop those bags that are on their backs. You may have seen that or observed it previously, and I didn't really shout it out very well, so I apologize for being a bad host. But anyways, I can press the E key and I can open this, and it has food and stuff like that inside of it. Sometimes you get weapons. Sometimes you get little repair kits that make your weapon repair. All kinds of stuff in there. You can get things that make your potion bottle bigger. You can get things that give you more health along the way. Some pretty cool stuff in there, so be aware that you can augment your character and make him a little bit stronger if you want to. See if I can stun the dragon right there. Ah, there's still one remaining, but the good news here is that the one that's remaining has himself a crown. The crown, if you can get it to the end of the level without getting hit, and so what it basically does is if you, oh, he revived. Yeah, there he is right there. If you can get the crown to the end of the level, and it stays on you for the rest of your playthrough, by the way, if you get hit, the crown gets damaged and it falls off your head, but every single level where you take it to the exit, it'll give you bonus XP, so it's kind of nice to have around if you're trying to farm out the new stuff and unlock new things for your game. So there it is right there. We brought the crown, so we got the crown bonus, but we lost our time bonus. Still, pretty good stuff. I don't know where the traps are at. Okay, so there's a trap over there. I'm going to try and watch out for these guys. See if I can keep them down and stun. There we go. So we took out the zombie. We took out the rat. Let's go ahead and take out the skull. I got hit by a dart trap right there that made me a little bit slower. I'm going to dodge through the dragon's claws. We'll take him out real fast with a couple of clicks. Down he goes, and we got one guy remaining down here. Oh, he got me. He damaged our crown. So if you take a look at the crown on our head, it's now damaged. Gotta watch out for that. Unfortunately, we may miss out. Ooh, you're still surviving too, are ye? Okay. So go ahead and take you out. The rift is going to open on up. We'll open a chest, and we actually got a boot, which makes us a little bit faster. So it's kind of a level up for us. Cool stuff. Let's go ahead and jump down in here before anything else revives. And it looks like they've got some new abilities, so we'll take a look at it in just a moment. We moved into the next tile set because we're done with level 5. As you can see, this game is very sort of fire and forget. And I've heard people like Daz, for example, is one of my favorite LPers that I watch. He calls games like this beer and pretzels games because they're not meant to be like really in-depth. They're not supposed to be a game that you spend a ton of time learning all the meta to. You kind of just sit down after you've had a beer or two. You play it for like 25 minutes and then you come back a couple days later and play a couple rounds. Things like that. It's not meant to be a game that you dig into super deep, but at the same time, the things that it does, it's fairly enjoyable. I mean, I think they need to add a little bit of impact to the weapons, make them feel like the animation's a little tighter. So Dakar regenerates now, and then he's got throwback, which means that he can throw us. Ralph has Dreadful Wound, which means he makes us suffer long after his strike, and indeed, they're not kidding right there. If you get hit by somebody with a bleed, it takes away a ton of health in this game, so you gotta watch out for it. Don't get hit would be my recommendation. Our mace is unfortunately wearing down. That's not good. He regenerates. I'm having trouble hitting him right now because I don't want to get hit with his little attack. He's now down. All I can do is hope that this bone guy gives us a repair kit. He did. He gave us a repair kit, so it gave us 60% of our charges back on our mace. Ooh. A fine battle axe. Hell yeah, that thing looks like it gets the job done. Take him out real fast. I think there's one remaining. Oh, there's two remaining. Never mind, I'm bad at counting. 4 isn't 6. What am I talking about right now? I know my numerals. Let me get rid of you real fast. You got something growing on the side of your head, bro. That seems really, really uncomfortable. You might want to get that looked at by the applicable doctor that looks at things that grow on your head. I don't know who that is. I'm going to dodge over that because there's a trap right there. And then we'll get on out of here. We didn't get our time bonus, but that's okay. It looks like Terry got that same ability that the other guy has where he doesn't trigger traps now. See if I can get you real fast. I'm going to play around with the fireball in a minute. Oh, we got treasure. Okay, so every now and again you'll come across an altar with treasure. That one right there is a painting of a lady bucket, just a friend or a romantic interest. So apparently there are lady buckets. Then again, there was a toy when I was a kid called Mr. Bucket, which the commercial urged you to put your balls in his mouth. I remember thinking that was funny when I was like 8 years old. I already got the double entendre there. But I don't know. I'm not going to take that spear for right now because I have a fine battle axe right now. In a world of battle axes, he is the most beautiful. And it'll actually break down into a worn battle axe after we get done with its fine quality. Ooh, he dropped a bag. Oh, we got a free potion. Cool. Let's get out of here. We'll head to the rift. Ah, we lost our time bonus. Oh, well, what are you going to do about it? We got 18 for that one. As you get further into the game, you do get more XP for continuing to succeed and being awesome at slaying monsters. Got a little bit of damage right there. This axe actually gets the job done. But yeah, one of the things that I would say is a lot of the weapons, they don't feel like they... For example, the battle axe, it feels like it swings. But some of the weapons, it feels like your character's just waving them around a little bit ineffectually. I would actually make it maybe so that the weapons feel like they whip a little bit more. Or maybe so that when it hits the enemy, there's a tiny screen shake. Or something like that. Just something to lend it a little bit of weight so that the weapons feel a tad heavier. Ooh, do I want the crossbow or do I want the book? Well, here's what the book looks like in case you were wondering. It shoots a fireball, but we only have 4 charges. The crossbow is actually the better call for the long term, I think, so I'm going to take it because it's got 10 shots. I've already got... Oh, man, I got poison. That sucks. That's going to cost us a bunch of health. We got a bunch of XP for that one, including the time bonus. I'm going to shoot a bow. There it is. I shot a crossbow bolt at him, and you can actually recover the bolts. That's why it's more useful as a ranged weapon. I would highly recommend that you take either something like the crossbow or something like the bow and arrow, where... Ooh, this room is a death trap. I don't think I want to play around with it. Ah, I missed, too. We've got a zombie right there. He's not aggroed yet. Let me get my weapon out real fast. You actually just fire your ranged weapons by clicking. It's not that difficult. I don't want to lose my crown right now because we're doing pretty well at carrying it around with us. It looks like it slows us down when we swing too, which I hadn't noticed previously. So that's going to be something we got to modify our tactics to reflect here. He almost got us with his weird little pimp cane. It's a worn battle axe. I'm going to take a spear for a little bit just to show you guys the different weapons. And it actually has more charges too, so I think it'll work out better in the long term for our strategy. Into the next rift we go. A little bit more XP gain. These guys are going to start to get really, really nasty from this point forward. Right there's a spike trap, so we got to be careful about that one. We'll stab him to death real quick. This allows us to fight our enemies at a range, and it goes piercing through them. So I tend to like the spear very, very much, even though it doesn't deal much damage. There's a spike trap right there. Typically, you can see them denoted by little marks on the ground. And so you see those little lines on the ground. That's how you would know there's a trap there if you'd never seen it before. Got an apple right there. That's a healing item, so I'm not going to worry about using it. I'm going to shoot him with my bow real fast. Let's charge up another bolt real quick. There it is. All right, and can I get my arrow back? My bolt? Can I get that? Nah, it broke on impact. Well, what are you going to do? The bolt is much like my wallet, baroque right now. So anyways, not baroque. My wallet isn't a baroque wallet. I don't even know what that would entail. Like, how would you even have a baroque wallet? I don't know. Technically, I don't even have a wallet. I have a money clip, but whatever. Whatever device you use to carry your stuff around, it's on you. So this place, we got a dragon right there. Is this charged up? Let's go. Oh, I got snail potioned. Snail trap is going to hurt us. Oh, he's got berserk now. Oh, no. I just got whooped on. That's not good. I actually made a massive mistake right there, and I used up all of my potions while I was in the spot too. Ew. Got an apple right there. That's going to give us 1 heart back. I panicked. That was the problem. Okay, so we got 2 potions out of that bag. That'll be nice because it'll allow us to heal. He's got a crown as well, so our crown got broken off right there. But you know what? We're about to get ourselves a new one, so who cares anyways? There it is, crowned consumerism. And so I think that one's worth more because it's silver. I think it goes by rating. Oh man, we just got poisoned again too. I gotta start thinking about those dart traps. I never pay attention to them and they always end up getting me. My weapon's about to break, so I really hope that we get a new weapon when we go through here. Try and duck those real fast. New weapon, we got a gauntlet, which means that our agility's improved. I don't know exactly what that entails. I think it means we target faster and that we recover from our dodge roll faster or something like that. Not entirely sure what that entails. I've never actually looked it up. And instead, I think if you looked it up, it probably wouldn't uncover much anyways, unless the game has a wiki that I don't know about. Let me get out of the way of you. The spear is very much sort of a fast, agile weapon, which is the reason why I like it. It's going to break on us, though, in just a minute. So, yeah, we have a broken spear now, which means, unfortunately, our spear is broken. Oh, and we got hit by an axe in the face. That sucks. All right, well, let's stay on him for right now. I'm going to try to stay out of the way of all these random traps that are around. He's the one that reses. We're on level 10 now, which means that they've all leveled up quite a bit. They're all basically going to one-shot us at this point. They do a lot of damage from here on in. We got 2 more enemies right there. Oh, I almost didn't see that trap. That could have ended poorly for me. My best hope for right now is that one of these bags will drop like a repair. Turkey's pretty good. Turkey gives you full health no matter how much health you have missing, but I'm pretty much full up right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Somebody probably rezzed right there when the time went off because his friend survived long enough. Kill off the dragon before anything else goes wrong. Actually, nobody rezzed. Okay, so take my turkey for right now. Let me dodge roll across that. I'm going to go check this chest and see what we get out. And it's another fire. I'll take it. Yeah, sure. We only had 6 bolts left anyways, and so the firebolt does a lot more damage. 6 versus 5 at a higher damage and velocity. I'll take it. And at AoE, so you can hit multiple enemies with it too, so that'll be pretty cool. We got another treasure over here. I'm going to throw that. You can't hit yourself with it, though, so watch out for that. What is this? octopus's gender chart. It's not easy for them to find an appropriate specimen in the bar. Okay, I'm not even sure what kind of joke they're trying to make right there. I gotta analyze that one a little bit closer. I don't know, I feel kind of dumb right now. Sometimes I don't get jokes. Everybody doesn't get them. An octopus gender chart. There's a trap right there. You can see the skid marks on the floor. Watch out for that. Somebody left skid marks on the floor. They gotta do a better job when they go. Be more thorough when they go to the bathroom. Let's go ahead and take out the skull guy real fast. Now that he's down, we'll jump across to here, and we've got a bigger potion thing. So we got 4 charges of our fireball, and now we've got a bigger potion container too, so now we can use it 3 times, so that's pretty cool. That'll be nice to have around. Go ahead and slay ourselves a werewolf here. I hope it's a silver tip spear. It seems to be doing a decent amount of damage even though it's broken, so I'm not going to worry about it that much. Got a zombie on the other side. Luckily, that guy got clipped by a couple of traps on his way over, so his health started out a little bit lower. Now that he's been dealt with, we'll go around here. I think there was one more guy left. Yeah, there he is. See if we can get him finished off, and hopefully his bag has something nice for me. A weapon repair kit? Huh? There it is. And so our worn spear, it has 15 charges, unfortunately. It's not very much, but it's better than what we had previously, so I guess I can live with it for right now. They continue to level up. We got a lot of XP bagged on this one. We'll probably unlock a couple of items if we can make it through here. You can actually... I poisoned myself. Luckily, I've got a whole bunch of extra potions, so we can offset that a little bit, but it's not that bad. Oh, I blew myself... Oh, really? Nobody can kill you better than yourself. What did we unlock? Iron Braids. You can count on his strength, but you can't count on yours because he can't count at all. See, that's sad right there. That's one of those things that you'd think they would cover in Viking kindergarten, but apparently they missed the basics when they were going through. Let's restart real fast. I think we're going to play one more time because it'll give you a better feel for how the game plays out. Actually, was he a new character or is he a new guy that I fight with? Let me go back and take a look. So I'm going to go back to the menu real fast. And when he unlocks. Okay, so that's the one I was looking for right there. He can't count and he can't use magic. He can use space to do a battle dash. Let's go for it. I want to try out Iron Braids. Let's see if he's any good. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. He charges forward and he starts out with a furry axe. It looks like he holds his axe in his beard right there. That is amazing. He has animate face hair. How awesome would that be? You could use your facial hair to like hold stuff for you. Like when your hands are all tied up, you could use it to carry like a Coke around with you or something. That'd be great. Oh, good. We got a speed buff right off the bat. So let's play it. Does that do damage when I charge people? How does that work? It does. It does damage. I don't think it makes me immune, though. It looks like it stuns him, maybe, or something. I don't know. He's got a weapon that's actually got pretty good reach, so we got to be careful when we fight with him. As you get further on into the game, you definitely want to tackle him with a spear or something, because it can be a pain in the ass to kill him. There we go. He's down. We'll go ahead and kill off the skeleton guy next. At this point, they're just level 1. They don't have any abilities. He's leaving pieces of himself all over the dungeon. I left my heart in the... Oh, no, I forgot that I didn't have the dodge roll anymore. That sucks. Well, let me go ahead and use my potion then. They're all going to level up, but they're not going to get any abilities right now. We've got a bandito down here who's trying to shiv us with some kind of fashion prison shank. This guy's got a cudgel. It's a very, very special cudgel. This cudgel has been handed down in my family over the generations. Each one of us adds new embroidery to the cudgel. I'm like, ooh, it's an embroidered cudgel. Very, very nice. Your cudgel has a cozy. Cool. Go ahead and look in here. Okay, so that'll give me a half a heart, so that works out perfectly fine. Have a heart, and if you can't have a heart, have a half a heart, I guess. That's a lot of H words right there. It's alliterative, but I don't know. That breastplate right there, since we don't have a breast, the game makes a joke about that the first time you get it. When you pick that up, it gives you an extra heart. So just in case you're the kind of person that likes to have a lot of constitution down in the dungeon, that's what it do. Oh, man, I took a little bit of damage right there. That's disappointing. I don't know. My weapon is a lot shorter range right now, and so I'm not quite so used to using this axe. It's not something that I'm very accustomed to. I've had it once or twice before in previous playthroughs, but not very often, and so the striking distance doesn't do it for me. Looks like we got a couple of guys that now evade traps. So he's got that. He doesn't... Okay, so he can crawl through. He doesn't trigger traps. He takes extra damage from traps, I think. He regenerates, and then he revives. Wait, what does that do? It said reveal? Oh, revival. Okay, never mind. I'm poor at reading. I think you charge in the direction of your cursor, too, so I'm going to get used to that. That's one of those things that I got to make adjustments to my playstyle before I'm going to be able to use it effectively. This axe is getting me in all kinds of trouble because I'm having a lot of trouble judging the distance when I swing it. Our axe is barely holding. There's the repair right there. It's repaired as new. Oh, he can't count. That's what they meant. He can't tell. Oh, he can't count his arrows and he can't count his swings either before his weapon breaks. Oh, okay, so that's kind of an interesting little turn right there. You kind of just take a look at it, and now you kind of appraise it by eye, I guess, and so his weapon looks sturdy. He has a lot of arrows. I do actually like this bow, especially in the early game, because you can pick them back up after you fire them, and they do more than enough damage in the early game. Later on, when they're at like level 10 or 11, the bow isn't very good anymore, but in the early game, the bow is king. Alright, so 10 more XP right there. This floor has a crown in it. We're going to put a crown on top of our helmet because that's just how we roll. We're a classy gent like that. We have no problem just stacking on more cranial accessories. Please don't shiv me. I don't want to be shivved right now. And let's grab the crown. Yeah, crown on top of a helmet. The more hats you have, or the bigger your hat is, the better your chances of surviving. That's a Warhammer rule right there. We'll grab the rest of these, and it looks like there's 2 enemies remaining. I'm probably just going to try and tackle them with arrows for right now. We still have a lot of arrows according to our poor counting skills. Our lack of counting skills entirely. That's actually a unique little twist, though. That wasn't what I thought they meant when I thought they were just making a joke about the fact that he can't count, but they were actually serious. He can't count. He's number illiterate. We'll go over here. What would that be if you can't count? Like, illiteracy is you not being able to read, but if you can't count, what is that called? Ooh, that helps out a bunch. We got ourselves a turkey, and we're good as new right now. We got a crossbow over there. I think I'm going to stick with the bow for right now. I like the bow a little bit better than the crossbow because I can fire it faster. Dodge that dart, and then we're going to jump on out. I guess you can't jump when you don't have legs. We're going to levitate on out of the dungeon. I don't know. There we go. So they're all level 5 now. On this side, he's got a sack, so I'm going to beat him to death and then pry the sack out of his hands. Never play with your sack in the dungeon. It means you're not prepared for war if you're playing with your sack in the dungeon. That's got a freebie health potion inside of it, and that's good because our potion flask is dry. It's now full. Smack a dragon a few times, playing the good old game of Hack-a-Dragon, which we talked about in our Craft the World playthrough, I think. I'm going to fight this brigand down here. No, you broke my hat. That was my favorite hat, and now I'm bleeding all over the place, too. You broke my hat, and I'm bleeding. This adventure is rapidly taking a turn for the worse. That guy up there is a long ways off. It looks like we got our agility improved. I think it makes you swing faster, actually, now that I'm looking at it. It looks like that's what it does. See, his weapon is as long as mine, which makes attacking him a little bit precarious. Now that I've got a shorter weapon, I keep hoping we'll get a spear or something out of here, but it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. Either way, the game is called Dungeon Rift. I hope you guys have liked it so far. It's made by Rifty Games. I'd say that my impressions of the game so far are average to favorable. I like what they're playing at with the concept of enemies who level up and get progressively harder, but I'd suggest that down the line, maybe they differentiate the personalities of bad guys a little bit. And so, an example, like certain bad guys would kite, some would maintain range, some will charge into battle, others would only like to fight as a group, so they'll only attack if other monsters are nearby to help them, and they'll run away otherwise unless all the other monsters have been killed. And little changes in the coding like that would then work in tandem with their constantly growing abilities, and it would create interesting combinations that you couldn't necessarily guess were coming. The swing animations could be tightened up a little bit, and for right now it kind of feels like a Flash game. Some of the weapons feel a little bit unintuitive while others feel good, and so there's a little bit of whittling and kind of changing and tweaking that needs to be done right there. I'd say the price point is a little bit high for the game as it stands right now. You'll more than likely burn through all of the unlocks in 4 or 5 hours. That's an extrapolation, I don't know exactly. It's taken me about 3 hours to get to where I currently am in the unlocks, but the nice thing about early access, I'll add at the end, is that you can wait and see where the game goes before jumping on board to make sure that you're getting the most mileage out of your $12.99. As of right now, I feel like the game is a little bit content light to be $12.99, but I think Dungeon Rift does have some interesting mechanics, and with a little bit of love and polish, maybe a little bit of additional content, it could become the sort of rapid-fire, plug-and-play arena roguelite that a lot of people seem to like nowadays. And so anyways, my name is Splattercat. The game is called Dungeon Rift. It's by Rifty Games. If you wanted to check it out, I have all the information down below. I like the game thus far. I'm interested in seeing where it's going because it's not enough to keep me hooked just yet. But maybe down the line. I don't know, early access is what it is. This is Weekly Indie Newcomer, the series where you and I hang out for a little bit and take a look at an indie game that recently came out that I've been playing over the course of the last couple days. I will see you all next time. Hi do, everybody.